One is actually waterfall model, and second one is a spiral model,
Incremental.
and third one is a incremental model or iterative model. Yes. And fourth one is a V model, and then fifth one is a agile methodology. So in waterfall model, so what is this model? First of all, software development lifecycle model. That means to develop a software, to develop any software, we follow any one of these models. It might be a waterfall model or spiral model or incremental model, V model or a agile methodologies. So if you get into any job in software industry, whether you are a tester or developer, you are a business analyst, whatever the right role might be, you are playing in that project, you have to follow this process. Okay, the process is waterfall model. In this model, we have total 6 phases are there. 6 phases, starting with requirement gathering and analysis. Second one is requirement gathering and analysis, and then we start with the designing.
Design.
Under design, we have a
Development.
correct. So Teju,
HLD and LLD.
please join on time. Those who are joining late, you guys are missing. Please join on time. Yeah, please join on time. Okay, currently we are discussing about SDLC models. SDLC models is the basic concepts. Irrespective of the role you are going to play in the software industry, whether you are a tester or developer, you have to follow these models: waterfall model, spiral model, incremental or iterative model, V model, and agile methodologies. Starting with waterfall model has total 6 phases: requirement gathering and analysis, design. There are 2 design documents. One is a high level design and a low level design document. Designing, who will do designing?
20+ experience, so the one who is having.
Yes, architects. Okay, technical architects does designing part. And the next phase is under waterfall model, implementation or coding. Developers does coding here. Fourth one is testing, and this is all about QA and QC. And fifth one is deployment. Post testing, we deploy the software in the production environment. And the last one is
maintenance.
So these are the various phases we follow in almost all the models. We have 6 models, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we have 5 models are there. All the 5 models: waterfall model, spiral model, incremental or iterative model, V model, agile methodologies. All these models we follow the same strategy, but slightly there's a difference. Spiral model followed in R&D based projects. R&D, mainly scientific application development, satellites programs. Okay, especially ISRO, NASA. Those people will follow this model called spiral model. Incremental model, it is followed by the software industry or IT industry, especially car industry. Automobile industry follow incremental or iterative model. In this model, actually, entire application is divided into different builds. Build 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yes. What it means? Nothing. See, for example, you are developing a banking application. Banking has so much of functionality. Yes. Entire application is divided into different builds: build 1, build 2, build 3, build 4, and build 5. Under each and every build, again we follow waterfall model.
Same. Yes.
Yeah. So that is all about incremental or iterative model. Coming to V model, the projects require intensive testing, especially certain very critical applications require a lot of testing, right? Such kind of projects follow V model. Okay, this model also very much suitable for IT industry, IT and product development. We follow V model. Then coming to agile methodologies. Okay. Now almost 60 to 70 percentage of the projects are using agile methodologies. Why? What is the reason? You can ask this question, sir. We have so many models. Are there only why agile methodologies has so famous and become so popular? Why?
It is flexible and effective.
Okay.
Simple method.
Very good.
And
The
at any
waterfall model.
point,
Yes. Waterfall model. This is a unidirectional model. Okay. Unidirectional means I'll explain. This is how actually we follow. First, we gather the requirement, analyze the requirements. Then we go for design. After designing the software, we go for implementation. Then we go for testing. Then we go for deployment. Then we go for maintenance. So in this process, we follow step-by-step approach. In this process, we follow step-by-step approach. That means first we go step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, and step 6. For example, if there is any change required in the previous phase, for example, you are in a testing phase. Suddenly, the client said there is a change in design. It is so expensive to make changes in the previous changes of the waterfall model. The waterfall model, if you want to make any changes in the previous phases, it is so expensive and difficult.
yes.
Hence, waterfall model is not flexible. Not flexible. Okay, very costly affair to make changes in a previous phases. Okay, not flexible. It is so costly to make changes in previous phases. Okay, but various agile methodologies. Agile. What is agile means? Agile name itself, it means actually flexible. It adopt changes. It adopt changes and okay, ready for frequent updates in all the phases of the application development. Okay, it is so flexible. It adopt changes and ready for frequent updates in all the phases of the app development. You can ask this question: how it is so flexible, sir? The reason is in a waterfall model. Okay, tester will wait till phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 are completed. That means tester does not have any work till all the phases are completed. I mean, all means 1, 2, 3. But in this model, what happens, entire application development, okay, happens in a sprint model, sprints. Okay, sprints. Okay, sprint is nothing but a time boxed period. Time box period. That means if you get into any application, they follow sprints. The sprint duration or period will vary 2 weeks to 4 weeks. Now tell me, 2 weeks means how many days we have time? 2 weeks.
14.
2 weeks
14 days.
means
14 days.
right? 14 days, Saturday, Sunday, weekly off. Then hardly how many working days are there?
10 days.
10 days. Why you are calculating, sir? Yes, it is so important to know how many effective working days are there in each and every sprint. The reason is within 10 days, development team. How many stakeholders are there? Product owner. Okay. Scrum master. Okay. Then third one. Okay. Scrum master, team members. Okay, both the development and testing. Okay. And the last one is support teams. Support teams or operations team. So these are the various stakeholders of the project: product owner, scrum master, team member, development team and the testing team, and support team and operations team. So what is the roles and responsibilities here? What is the roles and responsibilities here? Yeah, the first one is actually product owner. He look after, okay, roadmap of the product, roadmap of the product or project. That means he will decide what are the functionalities we need to implement, how many functionalities are there. Okay, and he also prioritize the functionalities, which functionality needs to be developed first and which functionality need to be developed last. Okay, and he will coordinate with a client and he will coordinate with the operations team. He also coordinate with the business analysts, business people to come up with the user stories and requirements. He basically decides the roadmap and he also involved in planning, project planning. Okay, then coming to Scrum Master, this guy, what he does in the Agile Methodologies. Scrum Master, he look after the current sprint of the project. That means if you take a project, some XYZ bank, XYZ project, entire project is divided into different sprints. So each project have some around 15 to 20 sprints, 15 to 20. Purely depending on the functionality and the size of the project. Each sprint contains 40 days, 14 days. So 20 into 40 means how many months? How many months? 14 days into 20 sprints. How many months? 7 months almost, right? So each sprint contains 14 days. So there are 15 to 20 sprints are going to be there in this project. So the total duration of the project is 7 months. Okay. So product owner, he will decide how many months are required and all. And then Scrum Master, he look after the current sprint. That means he carefully look at the 15 days or 14 days time. So what is job? His job is allocating the task to the team members. Okay, he will track the team activities. Who is working on what? How many functionalities are completed? How many functionalities are pending? What is their priority? Okay, and so on. He look after the delivery. Scrum Master is nothing but a project manager only. And then coming to developer, he look after his work allocated by the Scrum Master. That means he will come to know what are the user stories in his buckets, and he will start implementing the projects. And support team and operations team, if they need any help, they will involve and help development team and testing team. So once the development is over, within 10 days, just assume 8 days for development itself. Okay, and only For testing, we have only 2 days. Just imagine now how testers test the application within 2 days. That is where actually automation tools has evolved. Okay. See, we have some around 500 test cases needs to be executed for the current build, current sprint. But we have only 2 days time. And number of resources are 2 members. Is it possible to test 500 test cases, 2 resources, 2 days? Yeah, highly impossible. Highly impossible. That's how actually we are using automation tools to do automation testing of the application. Right? So this is the overall idea about agile methodologies. We'll go in detail about the agile methodologies, because most of the time if you go as a fresher or an experienced testing job, especially a testing job or developer job, they would ask more questions on agile methodologies. Okay. So how this agile methodologies looks like and what are the processes we follow? Okay. So look at here. In agile methodologies, DevOps is another practice. I know it is so confusing. So you are telling agile methodologies, what is DevOps? DevOps is we can say subset of agile methodologies. So DevOps is a practice we follow in most of the agile based projects. Okay. So what is agile? Agile, the term itself is telling it's an approach that basically accommodate continuous planning, learning, improvement, team collaboration, evolutionary development, and early delivery of the projects. Okay, it basically encourages flexible responses to the changes. Flexible responses to the changes. So as I told you, see, just assume it just 2 days time. 2 days time. 2 days time. We have 10 test cases. Sorry, we have some 500 test cases. So we have some around 4 resources. Are there 5 resources? 5 resources. Okay. So tell me how much time it will take to execute each and every test case. If you do manually, one test case required minimum 30 minutes of time. 30 minutes. So per day, how many working hours are there? 8 working hours. That means how many test cases we can do? Tell me. How many test cases we can execute per day?
16. 16.
8. Half an
1
hour. Per hour we execute 2 test cases. So total 16 test cases only we can execute. Yes. So if we have some simple test cases also there, we can go maximum up to 20 test cases. So that means per day we can go and test 20 test cases. So 5 resources are there. 5 into 20 means how many test cases? How many test cases they can execute? 5 resources. So 5 into 20. So total number of test cases per day with 5 resources equals to 100 test cases. Actually, how many days are required to test 500 test cases?
5 days.
Yes. We need a minimum 5 days.
Yes.
Minimum 5 days. But how many days we have?
2 days.
2 days.
We have only 2 days time. Right? We have only 2 days time. So I will show you one simple example of automation. I know you guys don't know anything about Java and all, but look at the execution part. Only look at the execution part. Okay. So we have around 17 test cases are there. 17 test cases. Then how much time it's supposed to take?
1 day.
1 day. That means 8 hours it's supposed to take. 8 hours. But if you automate this 17 test cases, look at here how quickly you can able to deliver. Okay, this is a test class. Inside this test class, look at here how many test methods are there. We have launch application, login, registration, add item. Okay, so just a second. Yeah. Okay. Look at here how many methods are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 methods are there. And again, for login test case, we are just executing login test case itself 6 times. And then check out this test case also we are going to execute 6 times. That means we have around 17 test cases are there in this automation script. So if you execute this script, how much time it will take? If you do manually, it will take minimum 1 day. But if you automate this application through automation, it is so fast. And it will execute hardly within, I think, 3-4 minutes.
So it's disturbing, so say everyone to mute myself.
It is entering username and password. And again, second iteration. What is this iteration? See, login functionality I want to validate. Can you only give correct details and validate the application? We also give incorrect values also, right? That's what I did it. So now it is going for a checkout, enter customer details. Here also I am validating this form with wrong details, incorrect values. So it is keep on executing with the different sets of test data. That is all about parameterization. We'll discuss when you are discussing about automation tools. So it just entered all the details and it's going to check out. Checkout is done. And then going to log out. Click log out and close the application. See? How many test cases are there? Just look at here. All tests. How many tests are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. Right? Total 17 test cases are there. Look at here the count also. Out of 17, 1 test case is failed. See, if you want to see the failed test, just click this one. This is a failed test. Just go to summary. See, this is a test name. How much time it has taken? Look at here. How much time it has taken? Hardly.
1.5 minute.
Yes. Okay. So not 1.5 minute, nearly 2 minutes it has taken. 120 minutes, right? 120 minutes, nearly.
Yes. Yeah, close to 2 minutes.
Close to 2 minutes. But if you do manually, definitely it take more than that time. Definitely it take more than that time. On top of it, what is the job of the tester after execution? We have to log the defects, right? See, automation tools basically provides a wonderful report. Okay, just go to test output folder. This is the test output folder. This is where we can see the test results. Okay, so there is a emailable report. Here you can see how many test cases are passed, how many test cases are failed. See here, like this. Out of 17 test cases, 16 test cases are passed, 1 test case is failed. Those who have joined for a testing course will learn all these topics and all these technologies and tools. Okay, got it? So it saves a lot of time basically. That is the reason projects which are following agile methodologies. Okay, there is no option but to implement automation tools. They definitely don't have any other option because they follow time box environment. Time box environment have a very limited time. Within that limited time, you have to deliver the product to the clients. How to deliver? Until unless both the development and testing is done, we can't deliver the product. We can't ensure that the product is working. Hence, we have to test the product within a very short span of time. Within a time period of 1 day or 2 days, we have to execute so 500 or sometimes 1000 number of test cases also. That is highly impossible if you follow manual testing processes. So we have to do automation. That is where actually all these tools are evolved. Okay, are you guys following? Everybody? Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
So this is all about SDLC models and the importance of automation tools and how these tools gets evolved and all. Now coming to the agile methodologies. Okay. Yes, of course, we need to learn agile methodologies in and out, especially when you are going for interviews. They definitely would ask what is agile methodology, how we are going to implement it and all, right? So agile methodology, it encourages the flexible responses to the changes. That means if there is any change in the application, okay, it accommodates and it responses in a very positive manner to the changes in the application. What are the flavors of the agile methodologies? So in agile, there are so many flavors. Flavors are nothing but a different versions. Scrum, Kanban, Extreme Programming, and Lean. These are the various flavors of agile methodologies. Okay, these are the various flavors of the agile methodologies. So Scrum, it is actually time box environment. Kanban, it is useful to implement the projects in maintenance phase. Extreme programming, we use this technique along with the other flavors of the agile. Lean, which is very useful in automobile industry and especially car manufacturing industry. It is actually useful to remove the wastage in the workflow. Okay, Scrum, Kanban, Extreme Programming, and Lean. These are the various flavors of the agile software development. Okay, we'll discuss these models in detail. In next session. Okay, so far we have discussed about SDLC models, waterfall model, and then iterative model or incremental model, where entire application or software is divided into different builds, and we start implementing those functionalities one after another. And then V model, we know V model is followed by whom actually?
R&D.
R&D. Yes. No. V model.
V model.
V model where the project requires thorough testing. Thorough testing. We follow V model.
IT.
What about spiral model?
R&D.
Yes, R&D. Okay, especially scientific application development and scientific experiments carried by various organizations, right? They follow spiral model. And then last one is agile methodologies. Agile methodologies are very useful, especially in IT industry, software development. Okay. So this is all about various models. We'll go in detail about agile methodologies in next session. We stop here for today. We catch up tomorrow at the same time. Thank you.